Hey everybody, this is Perch. We're going to get right into this mail. It says, hey Perch, I've been collecting comics for a long time. I've also been listening to your channel for a long time. I can't tell you how angry and fed up I am at the state of DC and Marvel comics. Let me explain. I started collecting comics when I was 8 years old. It's been a huge part of my life since 1994. To look at comics today bears no resemblance to the comics that I read and enjoyed back when I was 8. Comics has become such a warped version of itself that when I go to the comic store and now spend 60, and here we have a question mark in parentheses. Now when I spend $60 at the comic store, the only feeling I can use to describe the only feeling I can use to describe this is that I'm being repeatedly fisted by a very large man with rings and spikes on his knuckles. I'm serious. This is what buying comics today feels like. God damn. Okay, I we'll get more to this in a moment, but if buying comics makes you feel like you're getting fisted by a very large man with rings and spikes on his hand, you should stop buying comics. And I don't say that flippantly. You know, I understand that it's popular to kind of shit all over Kelly Sue's. If you don't like my books, if you don't like my politics, don't buy my books. But seriously, if it feels like you're getting fisted, stop buying comics. God damn, don't do that to yourself. Nobody likes to, well, very few people like to be fisted. Based on your description, I'm assuming you're not one of them. So stop buying comics. Literally, stop buying comics. We're going to get more to this stop buying comics message in a moment, but let's finish off the email. The frustration I have is that characters I grew up with, learned to care for, and have helped me get through big parts of my life are now warped, woke versions of themselves that torture me to read them. Again, stop. I'm getting older. I'm doing the Joe Biden thing. Stop reading them. No, but seriously, don't stop reading them. Okay. What am I supposed to do? Hang on. It says, what am I supposed to do if I still love Spider-Man, but no longer like the feeling of being tortured when I read these comics? Okay. Okay, well, thank you very much for your channel. I will miss your channel when it's gone. Sincerely, a longtime listener. I'll leave the name out because, bro, I don't want to. I'm not going to mention your name after you've talked about being fisted repeatedly. Look, it really isn't. So what are you supposed to do if you love Spider-Man but no current Spider-Man comics are coming out that you enjoy? Back issues, my friend. You're going to have to go to back issues. And if you run out of back issues, you're fucked. So you're going to have to look for the Fantastic Four or the Avengers or something. The good news is there's so many back issues out there that you probably can go a very long time reading a lot of comics before you're out, before you've read all the comics. So, and with Marvel Unlimited, unless you're really opposed to digital, you can get a lot of these really easily. You could pirate them if you want to do that. Just get a good ad blocker, because if you don't, then eventually somebody sends you a mail saying that, they've been spying on you, watching porn on your computer, and you need to pay them Bitcoin, whatever. You could do anything you like. But the good news is there's lots and lots of back issues that may give you what you want. Now, full disclosure, some of those back issues... Sorry, I was going to say some of those back issues really suck. I know it's there's a point of view out there that comic books were great, and then like 2016 came along, and then a lot of them sucked. But the reality is there's been shitty comics for a long time. There's good comics in there for sure, And there's also, ass comics for sure. And I shouldn't, we've been talking about fisting a lot, so I shouldn't talk about ass comics. But there's been bad comics. It's not like comics suddenly went bad in 2016. There's been a variety of comics forever of varying quality. It is. So go back and read those issues. I mean, look, I understand this dilemma, and I've talked about this on videos from time to time. But the thing is, don't be a victim. Or let me go into kind of tough love or your dad advice for a moment. I know this is really dad advice. Don't be a bitch, bro. You're paying $4.95 to read a comic that makes you feel like somebody is inserting their fist into your ass. You stop. Why are you doing that? There's no good reason to do that. You are torturing yourself. You are to blame. Yes, I understand this is not about don't blame the customer. Bro, if you're paying for this shit, then yeah, you are to blame, especially if it feels like you're getting ass fucked doing it. Stop doing it. Like you don't be a martyr. What's wrong with you? Stop. I mean, it's fun to talk about comics, and it's fun to talk about the woke, and it's fun to talk about how Kathleen Kennedy touched you in an uncomfortable place and all that kind of stuff. I understand, and it's entertainment. This is the dirty little secret that, there's this huge drama that's just sprung up around, what's critical drinkers saying, or what's this person saying or that person saying. But look, the reality is these people are entertainers on YouTube. The goal is to go over the top. That's what you do. And I'm not saying that's honest. I'm not saying it's anything. It's just, it's like, look, that this is entertainment. If you are not entertained, stop. But at the very least, don't be a bitch. And when I say don't be a bitch, I mean, don't lean in to things that you clearly hate. Why would you do that? There's no return on investment there. Comic books are meant to be entertainment. Are you entertained? If the answer is yes, keep spending money. If the answer is no, stop spending money. It's really as simple as that. I absolutely understand, and I think on this channel, I think I've bent over backwards, despite the fact that some little absolute grifter douchebags talk about me being a shill, and that's what you are, you little bitch. But I look, don't buy the comic. If anything in your life, be it music, movies, comics, you don't like the new Beetlejuice, I have no idea what it might be. But if that's your feeling in life, stop. Stop. If something is making you feel like being fisted by a large hand with rings and spikes, I don't care what the person is doing to the franchise. You should stop. It's the shark has been jumped. You're done. Comics for me, I've read and collected and owned every X-Men comic. And I didn't like the Krakoa era. So far, the From the Ashes era is certainly trying to challenge being worse. Like, I'm not enjoying it. I'd be lying if I said this is the low point of the X-Men. The Chuck Austin era was not good either. There's been bad moments in X-Men history, for sure. There's also been amazing moments. I hold out hope that there will be some amazing moments. I realize that I am spending more money than I should on comics I do not enjoy. That's a choice I'm making. I don't love that fact, but if I ever start to feel like, hey, I don't really like that I'm spending all this money, but I have to complete my run, turns into, hey, I feel like some giant man is shoving his fist up my ass, it's time to stop. And, we can say anything we want about the comic companies and about who they are and the publishers and what they owe us or don't owe us and all the rest. But there is no excuse for continuing to put money and time into something that feels like rape. So stop. As blunt as possible, stop. Yeah, again, the YouTubers, the other people out there, they're entertainers, they're putting their stuff up, they're doing their shtick. That's what it is. I do not believe a lot of it is genuine. I believe a lot of it is engagement farming. It's content making. It's trying to get that YouTube dollar. More power to you. Hustle as much as you need to. That's what it's all about. But let's not pretend that a lot of this outrage is real, because if it is, then we have to face the really uncomfortable fact that you're willingly involving yourself in something that is terrible. And you, as a grown adult, unless you are telling me you are 6 years old, you have control. Stop reading it. When my children at a young age stopped liking something, they stopped reading it, watching it, playing it, whatever it happened to be. My younger daughter used to love this game, Adopt Me, on Roblox. And it was a shitty game, and she enjoyed it. And then one day, she stopped. The game was no longer fun, and she was out. She didn't keep playing it. She didn't start up a YouTube channel talking about how Adopt Me is like getting fisted. She just stopped. And for a lot of you, just stop. That's what you need to do. Stop. There's no win here. Either you hope that things turn around, either you are enjoying certain aspects of it and it's not that bad. Those are fine. Keep going. Do what you got to do. It's your money. But if you feel this kind of passion, like, who are you waiting for? Are you waiting for Marvel to come around and take the book out of your hands? Stop. It's weird to think about, but in the year 2024, Kelly Sue's advice of don't buy my book is good advice. Take her up on it. And she's not even doing comics anymore, but I mean, or maybe she is. Fucking, I don't know. But just stop. It's okay to complain about Spider-Man. It's okay to complain that, hey, Spider-Man was married to Mary Jane, and that was a better time, and I miss those days. Totally fair. I miss those days too. There's nothing wrong with it. But at some point, if it's turned from, I don't like this comic, but I hope it gets better, into this is unbelievable torture that feels like the worst kind of physical punishment I can imagine, you must stop. You must move on. Life is sending you a message. It is okay to move on. There are 600 comic books printed every month. There's a different one that will be good for you. Or maybe there will be none, but no comic books is still better than getting fisted, unless you're into that. Right? Am I taking crazy pills? Like, this is, like, I don't think it's manly or alpha or heroic to, I think, reading this comic, I'm losing a ton of money. I'm spending $60 a week and I'm getting raped in the process. Like, nobody's impressed with that, bro. You're not winning. That's a big L. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm out of touch. Quite possible. Hey, fellow kids, I don't know what I'm talking about. But if it feels terrible, it's terrible. So be done. It's okay to be done. I don't think comics are that bad. To me, I'm not enjoying a lot of the From the Ashes books in the X-Men era. I'm not enjoying it. I don't feel like I'm getting fisted. Your mileage may vary. All right, if you made it to the end, Parakeet, thanks for listening.